All right, so let's look at a couple of homework problems from Chapter 5, Part 2. And so since the assignment's already been completed or the due date has passed, what we can do is just go find the same problems within the study plan. So I'm going to click on the study plan icon or tab to the left here. And we'll click on all chapters at the top. And I'll scroll down to chapter 5, and nowadays it breaks it out by learning goal, so it's not quite as easy to find the exact problems that we're needing to find, but if you just click on any particular learning goal, you can see what problem numbers are included in that section. So, for example, one of the first problems is 5-23, which I know happens to be in learning goal 5.3. So let's look at problem 523 here. And so what we have is the value of a annuity. So an insurance agent is trying to sell you an immediate retirement annuity for which a single amount paid today will provide you with $17,200 at the end of each year for the next 30 years. So again, we know it's an annuity because we have the same cash payment consistently for over the course of time. In this case, it's 30 years. And note that the payments are at the end of the year, so it is a regular annuity, not an annuity due, which would be paid at the beginning of each year. And we currently earn 8% on our comparable investments to the retirement annuity. So ignoring taxes, what is the most you would be willing to pay for this annuity right now? So one thing that's going to help us is our financial calculator. So let's click on the calculator here. And we can just simply minimize it and share the screen. Okay, and then we can start entering the information that we know to solve the problem. So two things with time value of money. First of all, we need to understand what information's been given. So in this case, we know that we're going to get $17,200 at the end of each year for 30 years. So we know we're going to get $17,200 payment. So let's put that in as our payment. We'll put it in as a positive number since that's money that's going to be received by us and not paid out. And we know that the duration is 30 years, so let's put 30 as our N. And this is, again, just the regular 5-key approach where we've got N, interest rate, present value, payment, and future value. Not all of these items will be used. We don't need to input anything for future value. So we'll ignore that component for now. And what else do we know? So we know that we earn 8% with comparable investments. So we know that that is essentially our required rate of return on the annuity. So let's put 8 as our I. And being that the payments are annual, we don't need to adjust the interest rate because that's an annual rate as well that's been given to us. And we want to find out what the amount is that we'd be willing to pay now for this immediate retirement annuity or this future stream of cash flows. So what we're trying to find is the present value. So all we really need to do is just hit compute and then present value. And that is our amount. So we'd be willing to pay $193,633.87. And notice, of course, the answer is a negative number. Obviously, we're not going to be inputting a negative number, but the number shows as negative because that is an amount that we would pay out for the investment. So think of it as money out of your pocket, money out of your bank account that would be paid out to buy the investment, and the cash flows of $17,200 would be money that would be money that we would receive. So we enter it in the calculator as a positive number. Incidentally, you could enter it either way. You could have entered the $17,200 as a negative number, and your present value would have simply returned as a positive number. There are some instances where how you enter or entering a negative number is required for one or two components. For example, if you have both a future value and a present value figure, and you're trying to find the the N or the number of periods, or the interest rate I. This calculator is going to require that you put a negative number for one of the inputs given. Usually doesn't matter which, but again, there are a couple of instances where it does matter where you put the negative sign. So let's check our answer. That is correct. And we can move on to the next question.